Good morning. I'm very excited because I'm just about to head off to Broken Hill. And for those of you that don't know Broken Hill, it's a long way away from Sydney, for my international friends. But I thought I'd take the opportunity to say hello. So I belong to this group called IMW, Indian Motorbike World. And it's a group of guys, and I'm the only female, and I think, and I'm old enough probably to be their mum. So we all chat on Instagram, and they've been really helpful. I mean, they talk a lot of stuff that I don't understand, a lot of mechanical stuff and things like that, but I keep a watch on what they're saying. And so we support each other in the YouTube world, and they've got all of these people that I'm going to introduce have got YouTubes. So, and we swap mail. We send each other some of our promotional material and what have you. So I've just received some this week, which I'm going to do a big shout out to that person in a minute. But in this group of young dudes from Canada, America, in the UK and Italy, and I'm the Aussie, yeah, we all sort of chat, and it's been really good. It's just really nice to sort of talk to these people and ask questions when I need some help and advice. So I'm going to tell you who they are, because I want, at the end of this, I'll have in the bottom of the comments, I'll have links to their YouTube channel that you can maybe subscribe to and check them out. So we have one guy called Brandon Picasso, like Picasso, but it's Picasso. He makes videos that touch your soul, he says on his Instagram profile, but he's a bit of a joker, I think, and a fun guy. So he's from America. I have to check where from. I have to look that one up. Then there's Dazzle Rebel Rides. He's a biker and a songsmith. So we've got something in common there, because I'm into music and original music and stuff like that. So I will have to check your stuff out, mate, and maybe use it on some of my videos. And then there's Hella Stoked Garage. And he's an army vet, a hubby and a dad. So I haven't really, I'll go and check more of you out. And then there's Jay Fast, and he rides a 2018 Scout Bobber, and he's from Canada. And then we have Meatball Rebels, and he obviously is in the motorbike thing, and you know, he's from the Bay Area. And I think when they say Bay Area, I think, is that San Francisco in America? I think, I don't know. And he's into whatever is fun. So motorbikes are fun. Then there's Motorblade X, and he's a pilot, a skier, a photographer, and he rides a Chief Dark Horse, one of my favorite bikes. And then there's Open Road Chris, who is an American living in Italy, riding an Indian. And he's very prolific with his travel, so he has some great videos that come up. And then there's a guy from America called Invict TVS Knox. I don't know how to actually join all those letters together, but he's got really long hair, and he's really cool, and he rides a Scout, and he just posted a video where he received some of my mail. So I used to say I've got mail, but apparently it's called mail drop. So I've got a mail drop which I want to do, and the one person I haven't mentioned yet in that list of the group of guys that I talk to from Indian Motorbike World is a guy called the Bearded Bobber. And I got some stuff from the Bearded Bobber, but it's in this pile of mail I got, so I'm going to go through it and open up the first one. And oh, that's a water bill. Never mind. Okay, that's no, we don't want to talk about that one. And then who's this one from? This one here, oh, is from Nick Star. Now, nothing to do with that, but Nick Star is a original Australian singer-songwriter, and I was at a festival and she was there, and she loved Calamity Jane so much that she did a CD with using the bike as part of her promotional material. So there's Nick Star, and she's a sort of an Americana sort of singer-songwriter. So she will start to appear on some of my stuff as well. So thank you, Nick Star. That's that. Here's another one here. So I'll just open this up now. Oh, okay, that's my bike insurance due. It's probably not much fun to talk about either. I'm sure I'm going to get to something interesting in a minute. Let's see here, another one. Whew, it's exciting, huh? You get all these things coming to you down the line. This one is, oh, that's another water bill from my Blue Mountains place. Okay. Right, what do we go? Oh, okay, here is something that I did receive. I'm cheating. I did receive a bit early, but I wanted to add it because I'm coming in an upcoming podcast. So that's Adventure Rider Radio is a podcast, and I did my little interview yesterday. So I'm just waiting for them to tell me when that's going to come up. So I support these guys. If you don't listen to them, and if you like listening to podcasts, they have some really interesting people on there from around the world talking about their bike adventures and tips on biking and some of the places they go to, and it's been really inspiring for me, and I've learned a lot. Okay, now this is the next one. This has to be the good one. And yes, it's from another member of the Indian Motorbike World, and that is from a gentleman called The Adventures of the Bearded Bobber. There he is. And he also has his partner, and I just believe they recently got engaged, is the Bombshell Biker. How cool. Cool little stickers. So thank you, the Bearded Bobber, who is from America as well, and he's on a 2018 Scout. And all these guys do some really interesting stuff, and I love being a part of the IMW, Indian Motorbike World, and I hope we can start swapping some more things. I've sent them some stuff from me, and I have some more stuff coming in, so I'll do another post out soon too. So if you'd like to send me something like the Bearded Bobber, if you've got any stickers or anything like that, yeah, look, message me, and I can also reciprocate, and I'll send you some of my stuff. That's how it works, apparently. And YouTube's like a baby, you know, you just got to keep feeding it all the time, because if you don't do stuff, you get lost. So yeah, it's a lot of bloody work. I'm, you know, trying to hold down a job, ride the bike, run a business, watch the grandkids, and deal with YouTube. So that's it. So I'm off now. Very excited. I'm off for Easter. Happy Easter, everybody, and I will be posting some really interesting stuff on my ride over the next week and a half. And then when I get back, I head to Japan to spend some time with my daughter, and who's just got her motorbike license. So we're going to be hiring some bikes, and we're going to be exploring the countryside of Japan and meeting some of those crazy cats over there. And I've already lined up at the Indian motorbike dealership in Tokyo. There's a whole bunch of Indian riders coming to say hello. So I'll get some really good stories from that. So happy Easter. And subscribe if you can, because, you know, it's part of my retirement plan to be of no fixed address. But I need, you know how it works. Rolled into Bathurst. So I've done about 3 hours from Sydney, because tomorrow is quite a big day to get from Bathurst to Cobar, which will probably be about 6 hours, I'd say, 7 with a stop. So anyway, I'm just spending the night here. And most people would get in after the ride into town. The last 2 hours, I had the sun in my eyes, and I'm riding with one hand and doing this. It was so bright and strong. My sunglasses and my goggles were no match for the Australian sun as it sets in the west. Anyway, most people get in and have, I guess, a cup of tea or a coffee, but not me. There's something you don't know about me. I've never had a hot drink in my life. Never. Not even a hot chocolate. I've never had tea. I've never had coffee. I've had nothing hot. But what I do drink hot is soup. And I always pack those little cup of soup things. So I've got a splitting headache, and this soup will fix me. It's potato and leek. Anyway, the reason I'm jumping on again to add to the thing I just did this morning before I left was I was talking about all the guys' names, and there was one guy's name that I cannot pronounce, Invict, and I still can't do it. So I've been practicing it as I'm riding. So Invictivus Nox, Anyway, Anyway, I'm just going to shorten it like That's what we do in Australia. We shorten everything and we make it so Invict. I'm just going to call you Invict now. So I just want you to know that you've been on my mind for the last 3 hours trying to work out how to pronounce the name Invicti. It's INVO in C. Anyway, I'm going to put a link on down the bottom here. So you can all check these guys out. The Indian Motorbike World, a group of guys that I speak to on an irregular basis. They chat a lot. They chat a lot more than me. I think men talk more than women, actually, when it comes to motorbikes. Anyway, it was a great ride in, even though the sun was beating into my eyes. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, about 6 hours to Cobar, and then overnight in Cobar, and then Cobar to Broken Hill, which is probably about another 6 or so hours. So 2 really good solid days riding ahead of me. Nothing too fancy. I mean, it's all a lot of straight roads and highways, but the objective really about this ride is to get to Broken Hill so I can spend time there doing my recce for the big event in 2020 and then come back another way. So there you go. So subscribe to me and subscribe to all those guys that I've done a bad job pronouncing their names. Well, their handles, if that's what you call it. Am I still living in the 80s with that term, handle? Is that a bit like, you know, the 10-4 thing, that, you know, back in the day, that used to be a thing, wasn't it? The radio that, anyway, I'm riveting on now. Invicta Knox. Anyway.